Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Michael Jones. I am the coordinator of A Father's Footprint, a division of Loving Steps Healthy Starts home visiting program here in the great cities of Norfolk and Portsmouth, Virginia. I am joined here by my co-host, my partner, my ace boom coon, Miss Lisa Day. She is a community health worker, also with Loving Steps, again, a part of the Virginia Healthy Start Initiative. And what we have the privilege and the pleasure of doing is serving families in the Hampton Roads area who are either expecting children or who have children under the age of 18 months, trying to make sure that the moms have good health outcomes, great pregnancies, that the children survive and thrive, and that the fathers are able to provide the support for the families that are necessary for the health and development of the child while also being as healthy mentally, physically, financially, socially as possible. August is National Breastfeeding Awareness Month, and this week, this fourth week in August, happens to be, ta-da, Black Breastfeeding Week. And so here we are to bring awareness to and celebrate Black Breastfeeding Awareness Week. And so I have Miss Lisa on here because I happen to know that she's Black and that she's also a mother. And so if you would just tell us briefly about your experience as a mother. Did you, in fact, breastfeed?
Yes, I did breastfeed.
Okay, and what was that like for you?
For me, it was a little different. My son was born 27 weeks premature, so I started to I started to pump as a way to support his growth. He was only 1 pound when he was born, so that was a way for me to feel like I was actually in the midst of him coming up, doing as much as I could with the doctors and the nurses. It was a way for me to feel like I was supporting him and feel close to him.
Mm-hmm. And how old is your son now?
My son is now 12 years
Oh,
old.
wow. Sounds like you got your middle schooler on your hands.
Yes, seventh grade.
And how is he doing?
Right now, he is doing phenomenal. He weighs a little over 165 pounds. Um, he's very smart, loving, caring, and he is a phenomenal little guy. And I am impressed by him every single day, knowing where he came from to where he is now.
So, would I be safe in saying that not only did your son's life depend on breastfeeding, but also benefited from the breastfeeding?
Absolutely, a true statement.
Okay. And it is my understanding, based on what you said, that the ability to both pump and breastfeed at the early stages increased your bonding experience with your son that you might otherwise not have had because of his status as a preemie.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And so from my end, I am also a very strong advocate of Black breastfeeding. My mother breastfed me, and I just believe that a baby that is breastfed is best fed. When you look at the ingredients on the packages, the Similac, the Enfamil, it gives you all of the nutrients and the brain boosters that these products provide to the babies. And I'm by no means against formula. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is that the formula provides those nutrients that occur naturally in breast milk. And so I'm not going to get a substitute if I can have the real thing. Now, if the real thing is unavailable, if mom is unable to pump, then or breastfeed, or chest feed, human milk feed, whatever the terminology you feel comfortable using, then obviously we want to use the best available formula based on the best science of what a baby needs. But in my opinion, it's just Michael's opinion, it's not EVMS, it's not 11 Steps, I'm speaking for myself on this one, that breastfed is the best fed. And as we acknowledge Black Breastfeeding Week, we also have to acknowledge that in our community, the numbers for breastfeeding aren't as high as they should be. And like so many other things that we encounter as Black people, as African Americans in this country, a lot of that is attributed to our experiences under slavery. because our mothers and our aunties and our sisters did not have the opportunity to nurse their children the way that they would have wanted to, but were very often used as wet nurses to nurse the master's children. Some of those children were their children, were the children of the rape of another woman. Some of those were the master's children by his wife. And so the Black women who were enslaved were not able to properly nurture and develop that bond with their own children, but were forced, even at the threat of their own lives and physical torture, to feed someone else's child. And so when the opportunity arose with formula, the choice was made to not. There are also women that come from other cultures who come to this country, and in this country, being able to bottle feed is a sign of wealth and class, where in their native countries, breastfeeding was normal, but it was also something that was done primarily by poor people. And so we want for all women to know that breastfeeding is okay. We also know that culturally, especially in Western culture, that a woman's breast has been highly sexualized. And so that's also, according to some of the research that I've read, a reason why women don't feel as comfortable breastfeeding, because their breasts have been used as sexual objects and not for the natural nurturing parts of the human anatomy that they are. And so we are very, very, very strong proponents of breastfeeding. We want to increase the number of Black mothers who have the opportunity and are supported both in homes, in the workplace, in the community. We believe in breastfeeding, and we hope that you will agree with us when we say that breastfed is the best fed. Thank you all, and have a great and happy Black Breastfeeding Week.